So you're welcome to today's Monday Supercell meeting. We are going to be looking at amazing tips that will help us in our 90 days game run to emerge. Okay? All right. Now let's take a look at our vision again. It's sacrosanct that we always look at the vision of our team, the vision of C21FG, this vision of our darling organization, okay, which is what? To raise financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people who will collectively use their resources and affect the world positively. Okay, so next week's training, I'm going to be talking about something very, very, very significant in line with this vision. Okay, so let's take note and stay put. I'm going to be sharing that with us by next week. Now, what's our mission? Our mission is to raise how many thousand millionaires? 50,000 monthly millionaires. So people who are making at least ₦1 million every month, okay, in the connected economy. And these are the people that will usher in the next generation of world changers. World changers are people who are going to change the world. People who believe that they can truly change the world. And there are very few of them. A fraction of these people are the people who believe that they are among the 1% crazy, people that can turn things around. Okay? All right? So now this is our daily affirmation. Okay, we say this every day. At the end of this meeting, we're going to be taking our affirmation. I'm the leader, every other leaders follow. I'm the best there is and the best I can ever be. I am the pace setter. I have the heart of gold, a heart that cares for the success of other people. I am selfless, always looking out for my teammates. People that join my team become very successful within a short period of time. I'm disciplined and I follow through on my commitments. I'm a success and I create success at will. Nobody and nothing can stop me from realizing my what? Potentials in the connected economy, okay? I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm a millionaire creator. I am limitless. I am a champion. I have no excuses, and I am the unstoppable, elite, great achiever, okay? So we believe that we have what it takes to change the world. And this affirmation helps us to put us in line with what we have said we will do, okay? All right, so let's go into what we have. Just a quick reminder, we are on a challenge. What's the challenge? To become a Kingsman. That's why we're embarking on the 90 days game plan to become a Kingsman. Now, who is a Kingsman? Okay, to become a Kingsman, we said you must what? You must have completed the SMO checklist. All right, you must have connected 5 active partners and you must have a minimum of 3 accounts. But we said for you to maximize the income of this business, you should run a minimum of 7 business portfolios. And just like I said at the beginning of this meeting, you must do your PMA for 3 consecutive months for you to be eligible to move to the next level. Now reminds me also, there's going to be a clarion call by the end of this month for those who want to apply to become active partners. Okay, we're going to have a clarion call for those who want to apply to become active partners. And then we're also going to make arrangement for the induction of the new set of Kingsmen who will emerge by the end of this month. Okay, we have the leading and the backing of our great mentor to achieve this. Okay, so if you are in line with what we're doing and you have achieved this, the criteria for you to apply to be an active partner, you know what to do. You're going to fill out the application form and send it to me. It's going to be applied directly. You're going to be the one to apply for it, okay? So nobody will do it for you. Now, today's training is on how to develop $1 million mindset. How to develop $1 million mindset. I want you to type that in the chat room. Develop $1 million mindset. Put that in the chat room. Develop $1 million mindset. Okay? We're going to tackle a lot of things this morning. Develop $1 million mindset. What mindset should you have? You should have $1 million mindset for you to run this challenge and win. Yes. Okay. Put the comment in the chat room. Develop $1 million mindset. How much is $1 million in Naira? Who can help us? Anybody with the conversion rates? $1 million in Naira. How much is that? That should be over 70. How many million? 72 million or 70 million Naira. Wow. Develop $1 million mindset. I didn't say $1 million Naira mindset. I said $1 million. So can you imagine how much that is? Okay. Now, just like Eric Worre would say, he said, for you to become a millionaire, you must think and act like a millionaire. Yes, to become a millionaire, you must first of all start thinking and acting like a millionaire. We're going to do an exercise right now. Okay, we're going to do an exercise, and I want each and every one of us to participate in this exercise. Okay, now most times we know what to do, but we don't do it. It's because we don't have the right mindset. Okay, we have been programmed all our lives to think in a certain way. Is that not true? We have been programmed all our lives to think in a certain way. Take, for instance, when you were a child, as a child, your parents told you what to do. They set rules of the things you must do and the things you must not do, where you should go, why you shouldn't. In fact, as a child, everything about you was what your parents wanted you to do. You were practically told what to do as a child. Yes, as an infant, you don't even know your left from your right. But once you start learning your left from your right, what happens? You're being told what to do, when to eat. You're told when to sleep. You're told when to wake up. You are told practically when to, in fact, everything about your life, your parents or whoever is acting in place of your parents tells you what to do. That's how we grew up. And then when we got to school, when it was time for us to start going to school, and throughout our educational career, what happened? We were told what to do. When to come to school, when to go for break, when to eat our breakfast or lunch, when to take our exams, when to study. But everything we were told. And because there were consequences for not doing those things, we have no choice than to oblige. And then guess what? After school, you get a job. You start working. Throughout your working experience, for those of us who worked, what happens? You're told what to do. So we've been programmed in such a way that we are told what to do every step of the way. Throughout from your child, in fact, 98% of the world population is thinking like this. This is how we think. In fact, there are people who have started this business too, but they still have this programming. They're waiting for their leader to tell them what to do and when to do it. Now, there are two kinds of people in our world, and we are all classified into these two kinds of people. Now, before I go into talking about these two kinds of people, I'm going to do a little exercise. Please, I want everybody to participate in this exercise. Go to the chat room. You don't need to look at the screen. Just hear what I'm saying and put in the comment section how it affects you. Okay? Now, we're going to start with the first one. What is your relationship with these words? There are some words I'm going to mention now. I want you to go to the chat room and tell me your relation. What comes to your mind when these words, when you see them? So the first word we're going to talk about is walk. When you see the word walk, go to the chat room. What do you think about walk? What comes to your mind when you hear the word walk? When you hear the word walk, what comes to mind? When you hear the word walk, what comes to mind? Okay, someone said put in energy. Okay, yes, what comes to mind when you hear the word walk? Walk, there is work to be done. You have work. In fact, even when you were signing up for this business, I immediately mention, see the work you will need to do. What comes to mind? Okay. Unstoppable Eagle said, work is effort. Is that not what you're trying to say? Work to effort. Okay. Action. Action. A must-do thing. Dr. Smoranga said a must-do thing. Okay. Putting in energy and time. Okay. Time is needed for work to be done. What do you think? Okay, let me rephrase the question. Look at the screen. It says, what's your relationship with this work? What is your personal relationship with work? So what it means is, what comes to your mind when you see the word work? Is this something you love? Be honest with me. Or is this something that I just have to do it because I don't have a choice? No, Engineer said, if I don't prospect, I can't make money. So I just have to do it because the work is needed for me to do it. No, I need to do it. Okay, effort. Okay, is gain. Booker Lehman says gain. Work is gain. Okay, please be honest here. Don't tell yourself lies. All right, there's a reason why we're doing this. Okay, as long as it will add value, as long as it will add value and makes impact, I love work, but smart work, okay? This is, I said commitment, willing to do something great, learn to do it. Haja Samira said effort and energy. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go further. The next word is time. What comes to your mind when you hear the word time? What comes to mind when you hear the word time? I need to do something better. John Capsule said, I need to do something better when it comes to work. Okay, so we're done with work. We're looking at time. What comes to your mind when you hear the word time? Or what is your relationship with time? Some of us are still not giving me what I want. What's your own relationship with this word, time? Okay, a very vital asset which I must not misuse. Duty. I like that word. Notice I am say duty. Time is money. Space and opportunity. Okay, keep the comments coming in. Okay, use the system. Okay, it is limited. Time is limited. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. The next word is risk. Risk. What comes to mind when you hear the word risk? What comes to mind when you hear the word risk? Risk is something you're willing to go into or something that you should be scared of. See, I want you to be honest with this exercise because it's going to help us with the training we're doing this morning, which is developing the million-dollar mindset. Okay? To make sacrifice, to let go, taking a risk. Okay. Life is risk. Okay, Jim Rohn said you can't get out of life because life itself is risk. Okay, fear. I like the word, fear. Yes. When you hear the word risk, what comes to mind? Fear, not minding what it is. Okay, determination. I'm willing to risk it. I'm determined. Okay. Some amazing answers this morning. Risk. What comes to mind? Use the opportunity. Dahir said, when you see the word risk, just use the opportunity. Okay. Wow. I'm going to share with us something amazing. Onshore action. All right. Now, support. What comes to mind when you hear the word support? Support. Who will help me, right? What comes to mind? Support. When you see the word support, how am I going to get support? Guidance. Now, what is your relationship with these words? Now, to help us, to buttress my point this morning, I want you to look at the two kinds of people in our world. then you will understand where you fit in. Please, I want you to be honest with yourself. It is not wrong for you to be in one particular area, but I will tell you where you need to move to. Is that okay? It's not wrong to be on, in fact, because of our programming, we were all brought up that way. So it is not wrong. But what is wrong is for you to remain in a particular place. Now, these two kind of people are what? Are the people I refer to as what? Employees and entrepreneurs. And employees and entrepreneurs. If you follow me on social media, you know that I talk more about entrepreneurship. I talk more about entrepreneurship because I believe that as entrepreneurs, we create the world we live in. Okay? Now let's look at how employees think of these words I just talked about. Now let's start with work. How do employees see work? Now you begin to imagine how do you see, when I mention this now, start thinking of your relationship with the word work. Now, employees, their mindset is that work is pain. That's why they use the word, thank God it's Friday. Thank God I don't have to work. Now, when it's Friday, some of us who attend some meeting, thank God, my leader, Hadiza, will not call me. They will not be some meeting today. Thank God, at least I can rest. People like these have the employee mindset. They see work as an obligation. I'm doing it because I don't have a choice. I am attending cell meeting because I just have to attend cell meeting. No, if I don't engage in the 90 days game run, how would they see me now? No, it's better I do it too. Let me just do it. It's an obligation, a necessary evil. I just have to do this because if I don't, who will pay the bills for me? Employees see work as pain. They see work as what? Pain. Now, for entrepreneurs, work is passion. Work is contribution. Work is how to create value and live a life of purpose. Be honest with yourself right now. What is your relationship with work? Do you think like an employee or do you think like an entrepreneur? Don't answer me that question. I want you to be honest to yourself. Now, guess what? If you must develop $1 million mindset, listen to this. You must trade your pain for passion. It is something that will happen gradually. It's not something that will happen overnight. It is something that will happen gradually until you start seeing work as something that is good, something that is not painful. I see it as a means to contribute to people's life. I see work as a way to create or add value to people, how to fulfill my life purpose. Why do we wake up every morning to be in cell meeting? Why did you join this business? Time will fail me to exhaust the $1 million mindset training today. Okay? But I want you to get something today. If this is the only thing you understand or you get today, then I've achieved my purpose. How do you think when it comes to work? Is work pain or is it passion? For you to develop $1 million mindset, what must you do? You must trade your pain for passion. Write that down in your notes. Put it down in the chat room. To develop $1 million mindset, I must trade my pain for passion. I must trade my pain for passion. I must trade my pain for passion. To develop $1 million mindset, I must trade my pain for passion. Until you do this, forget about winning big in this business. This is the reason why some of us are fully engaged in the challenge, why some of us are not. The mindset, the way we think. How do you see it prospecting? How do you see the invitation calls? How do you see talking to your prospect? It is work. Is it something you run away from? Is it something you wish not to do? Or something that, oh, I need to talk to this person because I know that my business can help this person's life. I know that together we can achieve greatness from this business. Do you see? I'm trying to help you understand your way of thinking is what will give you the results you look for. If you have the employee mindset, forget about winning big. If you want to become a $1 million earner, if you want to win big in this business, then you must trade your pain for passion. Let's go to the next one. How do employees see time? Time is something that you trade for money. I only work what I am given to do. I will not do more than what they give me to do. In fact, they see work as, because they see work as something that is difficult and hard, is pain. They rather do the one that concerns them. If you don't pay them, they won't work. If you give an employee work to do, and after 1 month you don't pay him, what happens? He will look for another job. He will abandon that work for you. They quit. They give up. Employees think about time as something that if I must do this, you have to pay me. If I must give you my time, no, it has to pay me. That's why your downline who doesn't pay you will call you for meeting. And because it doesn't pay you, you feel like, okay, it doesn't pay me. So let me just, that's an employee mindset. You refuse to go run meetings for them. You refuse to work with them because they are not paying you. That's employee mindsets. Look at how entrepreneurs think. They are willing to be underpaid for a period of time. Then, after some time, they get fairly paid. And then before you know it, they become overpaid for a long time. So they're willing to sacrifice that lack of payment at the moment. So they're willing to work their business, continue to grow themselves, continue to grow to become a better person, continue to work on their mindsets. They're not being paid, but they don't see it as a problem. They don't see it as an issue. They don't see it as if they are wasting time. When they attend sales meeting, they sit in to listen to what their mentor is dishing out for them. They don't feel that they have arrived. I know it all. No, they're willing to learn. They're willing to waste that time. It's not a waste because they're investing the time in building themselves. Then after some time, they start being paid, but not very well. And then before you know it, for a very long time, even when they don't work, they keep getting paid and they're overpaid. So for you to develop a $1 million mindset, what must you do? You must trade your underpaid for what? For overpaid. Be willing to be underpaid now. It's called delayed gratification. So that in future, you'll be paid over and over and over and over. Let's look at the next word. How do employees see risk? I like this one. When you show your prospect your business, how do they see it? Are they skeptical about it? Why should I take this risk? After all, my employer has taken the risk now. That one is his business now. My own is just to do my work, let them pay me. That's their own cup of tea. My own is to do my job, I get paid. That's all. They're not concerned about it. In fact, anything about risk, they run away from it. They run away from risk. This business. No. It's not for me. I cannot do this. They don't want to take that risk. They don't want it at all. They run from that risk. They have low risk tolerance. But look at how entrepreneurs see risk. They embrace it. Oh, they are willing to take that risk. You know why? Because the higher the risk, the higher the paycheck. Is it making sense now? How are you thinking? How do you think about risk? Up till now, some of us in this business still have that employee mindset. That's why you are not finding it funny to do your challenge. Trust me. The day you develop that mindset of an entrepreneur, you begin to see things differently. Am I communicating? Is somebody getting value so far already from this training? So it means that if you must develop $1 million mindset, what must you do? You must be willing to take the risk. Now, listen to this. Not all risk should you take, provided it's a risk that helps you to grow and earn more. Take that risk. What employees do is they run it. They don't anything that is going to be a risk. They don't want it. They prefer to set small goals and hit those goals. And in fact, if you understand the employee mindset, you understand that you can never win big thinking like an employee. If you understand what I just shared with you right now, you will understand why you shouldn't be there. And like I said, it's okay to be on the employee mindset. After this training, come to a self-awareness for yourself. All right? You must be aware of where you are before you can be able to make an important change to where you want to be. Is that okay? All right. Now, the last one. How do employees look at support? Okay? They ask questions like, who will help me? Who will support me? Those obstacles on the way, how am I going to get, how am I going to get ahead of this obstacle? Who is going to help me get away from this obstacle? They stop trying to find solutions. They stop trying to find ways to solve the problem. They keep depending and depending and depending for support. Look at what entrepreneurs do. Whether they support or not, they create it for themselves. If it's not there, they are their own supports. How many of us have had this saying that a good leader, I'll talk about that next week, when I'll be talking about vision, where our vision, the role our vision plays for us. I'm going to be doing a training on that by next week. Now, if you've heard this saying, I was going to say something. I said, if you've heard about this saying that says, bad leaders, they are destroyed by crisis. So whenever there's a problem, a bad leader, if you're a bad leader, that problem will destroy that person. They give up. They give up. People like that, they have employee mindset. Now, a good leader will survive the challenge. You push them, they will survive. They just will survive. But great leaders, they are improved by crisis. So which one are you? Entrepreneurs have the mindset of creating support for themselves. In fact, they see the obstacle as an opportunity. So for you to develop $1 million mindset, what do? You must begin to think like an entrepreneur. Go to the chat room and type it. Think like an entrepreneur. Think like an entrepreneur. So it's okay if you have the employee mindset. No problem. No problem. But what do? You must consciously begin to what? Walk towards thinking like an entrepreneur. And let me tell you this, it's not going to be automatic. It takes time to start thinking like an entrepreneur. But I want you to do something. While you're learning to think like an entrepreneur, you must learn to what? To employ yourself. The hours you work, how many hours do you give your business on a daily basis? If we were to put a camera behind you that monitors you every day, I bet some of us would in fact, you will stop wishing that this business pays you the money you want to make from this business because you're not putting in the work. The daily activities you do, the habits you're developing. If you're to employ yourself, these are the characteristics. Now, let me ask you a question. Be honest to yourself. If what you did since the 1st of February, in fact, since 30th of January, when we started our challenge as a team, since 30th of January to today, 20th of February, let's assume that you've covered the months. Let's assume that you've done, this is 1 month now. How much do you think you should be paid for what you have done? Considering the hours you work your business, considering the activities you do, and the habits that you're developing through that. If there was a hidden camera that was, focused on you, would you pay yourself? Okay, just think of it. If you employed somebody to do this same activity you did for the past 1 month, how much would you pay that person? Let's take it from that angle. If what you will pay the person is not much, that means you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So you need to employ yourself first. That is the first step towards developing that mindset. Employ yourself. I'll leave us with these 4 things. You need to commit to these 4 things, and these 4 things will help you generate, it will lead you to generational wealth. Okay, number 1, focus on what? On activities that will help you to grow. That's the way you begin to think. Don't see work as pain. Begin to see work as an opportunity to what? To learn, opportunity to grow. Okay? See work as what? As an opportunity to add value. Scale that value and leverage. Okay? Now, we're going to stop here for today. By next week, Monday, which is the last Super Monday Sell meeting for today, I'm going to be sharing with us something in line with our vision. Okay? And if you understand that, you begin to have a change of mind in the way you run your business. Okay? I hope this helps you. Okay? Our activity for the week is still based on our teams. Okay? In our individual teams, we're going to be doing our activities during our breakout cell meetings. Okay? All right? Now, don't forget, entrepreneurs live a life of purpose, of contribution, of meaning and fulfillment. We don't just work this business because of the paycheck. We do it because of the life we're going to be contributing to. We do it because of the purpose we want to achieve, because of the meaning we want to give to our lives, and the fulfillment we derive by doing that. Okay? We're still in a 90 days game plan. We're still in a 90 days game run. Okay? By the end of this challenge, you should not be making anything less than ₦1 million monthly. If you are, it means you did not do the challenge. It doesn't matter how many hours you're doing your business, ensure that you are consistent with the number of hours. Okay? So we're going to stop here for today, and we're going to continue from next week. Okay? Now, for some of us who are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do that. You will see a lot of trainings that will help you. In fact, the trainings we do every morning, we upload them there. If you're subscribed on it, you get them. Use it for your team. Use it to train your team. Use it to build your business. Okay? Go over them and listen to them again. All right? When you subscribe, you get those trainings again. That channel is strictly for this business, strictly for the team. Okay? Are we together? So we're going to use this as a landing platform to help us grow our business.